You do have to sacrifice. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. The birds are chirping. Ooh, ooh. How about my niece was over yesterday, and guess what video she sent me?
Yes. Oh, we got the video. Oh, this is the song we've been talking about with this video. Oh, God.
Now, I just want y'all to hear the beat. Listen. Watch that. But do you see the way Ray? Would you guys see the way Ray is moving? Watch the way Ray come in the picture. Watch him move.
Oh, he was getting deep in it.
Let me show y'all.
Wait, he wasn't even on the beat. He was in his
Now, when I say good morning to you, know that this is where I go mentally. This is one of my favorite videos of them. Ray is such a smooth little.
He was feeling
So
that.
I am. She gave it to me yesterday, and sometime today I'm going to save it. And when before our show comes on, that video will be playing. Okay, that will be our, and then we will pop in. So that will be the intro to the song. Now everybody gets when I'm like, good morning to you. All I can see is when Ray come in. Y'all got to see that one more time. Y'all pay attention to little Ray Vaughn right here. Okay, he is what, 13, 14 now. He's still cool like that. But pay attention to him when he starts moving, when the beat drops, okay? So then you got Tutu right here in the white. Then you have well, let me see. When you're looking at the camera backwards, then you have, this is my niece, little Nene. Big Nene is what they call her. And then here's Essence, right? So Essence was, I don't even know, she might have been like 14, 15, maybe then. She is what, 20, be turning 22 soon. So, and Ray Vaughn has to be like 4. He has to be like 4 or maybe 5. But okay, so here we go. I need y'all to pay attention to him.
Hey, he gave it a little dip down. Like,
I can't make this up.
He was really feeling that. He got them soul shoulders from his mom. He a soul soldier.
So when we be like, good morning to you,
we up here talking about this. They like, boy, like,
oh God. So
he was in
slow motion with it.
I don't know about that. Come here, girl. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I hope you guys are having an awesome Easter Monday. I hope you guys had an amazing day yesterday. I was going to go live with Chef Ron and do it Sunday Inspirations. He got up, but we just never found the time. The kids, he cooked for us, and Essence came in town that morning. Sure. She got there about 10, so she drove in, left last night. Wow. So she was texting us like, yeah.
She would have came to the thing, but it was raining, so
she didn't come into town until Sunday morning. Sunday morning. So she just came in and picked up her siblings because their spring break started on Good Friday. Mm-hmm. So they're on spring break, but she got the girls, so they'll spend her last week because this is, she graduates in May, so this is her last time at school and stuff. So Nene turns 18 in October. So she could have graduated early, so she would be a senior right now, but she wanted a gap year and all this other stuff. So we was like, well, no need for them to graduate early. Then let's just, you take one class next year and graduate with your class, and she'll take a couple of college courses. Yeah. So, but anyhow, I'm just glad. Oh, right? Aren't they so cute? Like little petals or
these are
something.
so cute. Those petals
Aren't they cute?
Nice.
Thank you.
Ooh.
And I'm wearing my Be the Dream t-shirt today because that's what we're thinking about. It is Resurrection Monday.
He got up with all power.
How was your thing? So I was end up being what we love for it to be, which is family, and so I never found the time to go live because family was in the building and it was full. And then I braided her hair.
Oh, you did?
So she don't let nobody do her hair now, and went to YouTube University, and I've been doing her hair for years now. So so I gave her some box braids. She only gonna wear for 3 weeks until graduation. So she just gonna So yeah, that's what I was doing. So by the time I stood there and braided hair, and Stink came over, he's still there. And then Janine came over. So we just cooked. So Rondell made rack of ribs. So I didn't know the lamb was on ribs. So he made lamb ribs. I don't even know how to say it. But it was lamb, but they were ribs. So he grilled them.
Oh, with the thing sticking up?
No, it actually looked like a rib, the rib of a lamb.
Rib? Okay.
Every animal would have a rib. So the lamb's ribs.
Okay, wow.
Like the beef ribs or the pork ribs, the pig ribs. It was the lamb's ribs. Okay. And they were so delicious. And Essence had on her list of ham.
I made ham.
Girl, that ham was a good girl. I said, listen, the devil is a liar. I gotta stay out of try to do a cleanse, you guys. And everybody always giving a reason. And then I'm like, and he made macaroni and cheese, and he made rice, and he made jerk chicken, and he made beef ribs. And Ray Vaughn, his sous chef. Anybody see Ray Vaughn was cooking? He did the beef ribs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was so good. The boy loves what he be doing with his dad. So they two get in that kitchen.
That's good.
I mean, he even made the rice. Like, I want to make rice. I need the measurements. I'm like, what? The next 4 years of my life about to be so great because I have twin boys. Now, Big Man, I could tell to do everything, but he too laid back. He ain't. Ray Vaughn.
You're not the kitchen too much, but he'll get in there. Or is he?
I mean, right. He gonna get up and make eggs if he have to. Okay. But for the most part, Ray Vaughn is gonna cook.
Okay.
For Big, for the most part.
Okay, got you. And he's enjoying it. He enjoys that kitchen. And
he enjoys the kitchen.
Putting it together and seeing.
Well, I think he just enjoys getting complimented for whatever he do. Because if you think about Ray Vaughn, it doesn't matter if he's playing football, if he's playing basketball, if it's his academics. Like when I go to school, this teacher, like this older teacher, when he was like in 3rd grade, and she was like, "Oh my God, he is like my favorite student. He is." So I don't care what it is he's doing. I had to go away to do, I think, the book for something, and then I get video from Rondell because they made them do. They were actually the 2 young men that did the whole programming. Like for, I guess they do their assembly every morning through the video, and our kids are the video, so they almost got the screens in their classrooms. And so before we used to hear it over the intercom. Now they actually be on, like, sitting in a room like a newscaster, where it's like so in every classroom you see them talking. Okay. So he was doing that. So he was like broadcasting with Big. So it was both of them, like telling all the daily news of the school and the events and stuff. So it's like, but whatever it is that he doing, he gonna do it.
He gonna do it
to the top, because you gonna know that he stepped in the building.
My name is on this.
So he the baby by 5 minutes. He likes to remind us because him, he's a twin. The last 2 boys are twins. That run ain't no joke.
On that run, okay. They got something to prove.
And now
they gonna let you know they excellent,
honey. So yeah, it's that part. But how was you? How was your
girl?
How was your Sunday?
I did what I
took so good.
I woke up. We sat around.
Did she take some of that macaroni with her?
No,
I'm surprised she didn't.
She went. I took her home.
When she was eating that macaroni, I just knew she was gonna take some.
Honey, we still got macaroni. We got meatballs. Jayla was eating meatballs yesterday. All that potato salad. So I wound up coming home, stopping at Harris Teeter, getting a little ham, and some collard greens.
Oh, okay.
And
and we had some greens.
I had sweet potatoes. Yeah, I already had sweet potatoes from the last time that I had 3 of them in there. So I wound up cooking too, just a little Sunday.
That's the one thing that was on the list that I did not make.
So I had the ham, the collard greens, the sweet potatoes, and we did potato salad.
Gotcha.
And collard greens. I said collard greens. Yeah. And that's what we ate.
Pretty good. And y'all chilled out?
We chilled out because, I was tired.
I know you was tired because we had a good time at the fight party.
Good time Saturday.
We had a good time. Left, right, center.
Mommy talking about, I lost $70.
I'm done.
She lost $50 left, right,
and
center.
And then she played she got no $20 on the fight.
But that was good.
We had so much fun.
Belt back. We had fun.
That was really.
I'm so excited for the outcome.
A nice chill.
It was rain.
And did y'all notice that since he was crucified, it was in Charlotte, it was gloomy the whole weekend. The sun literally arose and shine on Easter Sunday, on resurrection. When he got up, the sun got up. I could not help, and every day, like the kids was walking around, I was walking. I said, "Look at this rain. Jesus is still dead. He's still in the ground." So I was so dramatic over. And then on Sunday, when I came outside, I said, "Oh my God," because I didn't know it was gonna be sunny like that on Sunday.
I knew it was
and then I come downstairs and I pull open the thing and I'm standing outside. And I'm like, "See, he got up with all power. Look at the sun. It's been gloomy and dark the whole weekend. I mean, since Friday, since we
it was so nice
did the show, and it was like, yes, I'm like, he got up." If ever there was a time to get some symbolism, oh my God.
I was like, Lord, he has arisen today.
I'm trying to tell you.
It is not playing today.
It was such a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. It was a nice vibe, a good breeze.
It was. And then it was getting hot.
Because we had to turn on the air
it started
last week. So, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, it actually cooled down. Because they have been burning up in there. I was like, oh, Lord, we got to turn on the air already? We ain't even spring into action.
Yeah.
This coffee good today, girl.
Yeah, you be feeling it on certain days. I'll be needing that perk up.
Let me tell you, it just tastes good to my taste buds. To my taste buds, to thine own self be true.
That's that.
I'm going to find the thing so I can... the best part of waking up.
That part right
is Folgers in your cup. I feel like that's how they sing on that. You got to go from the vibration of your diaphragm. There's Folgers in your cup. That's how I felt like.
His brain was like.
Listen, if y'all just getting here, and I was trying to tell y'all good morning, Author Lynette, and because this is Resurrection Monday, I'm going to give y'all a treat. Y'all know we keep on talking about how we say, good morning to you. And I've been trying to explain to y'all the video. Well, yesterday my niece was over. And guess what she sent me? She sent me the imagery that y'all not a part of when I be doing all of this. Kia just joined the Understanding crew. So now let me show you. I'm going to play this video. And I want you to pay attention to all characters. But the youngest character, when he comes in the shot, in the gray robe, I need you to not take your eye off of him. I need you to watch how he moves when the beat drops, okay? Now, these are 3 of my kids and my niece. So, y'all ready? Oh, wait, hold on. I had turned off the sound because I was about to share the video. Don't worry. I turned off the sound because I was about to go and share the video. So, before I share the video, let me show y'all something. Good morning to you. The birds. Look at him down here. No, do y'all get? What? Y'all can't tell me he. That boy just
doing it too.
Tutu, that's what I'm saying. They is hitting it. I swear when they said me, this is my favorite video. One of them. They so big now though. Oh my God, everybody's so grown and older. But honey, so when y'all hear me say good morning to you, it goes back to when they was these little people and they sent me this video. Cause honey, what is it? Dub Smash. They was on the kids, the teenagers. So that was Janine and Essence, and they get them in all the videos. Matter of fact, they came up here on Fight Night and got Jalen They left like a crew. About 6 of them out the door, like, oh, Jalen gonna get in the video too. We gonna make him go. They came up here and made him get in the video.
I was wondering what they was doing.
Yeah, and so when Chef Ryan came in, he like, Jalen, you took the video. He was like, man, they made me. He was like, I know it's a lot of them. I mean, they left the house. They left the house like, oh, we going up the block. We gonna meet y'all up the block because Jalen about to be in the video too. So they had Steve, they had Jalen. They was supposed to get up talking about he's sleeping. They was like, what you doing sleeping, honey? My kids think they run Jalen, honey. Them girls. Get them, y'all. That's how them girl cousins be. Get them, y'all. And then they ain't got no choice but to respect it. I was like, I stayed around my cousins. I ain't want to be by myself and lonely. He be up in there. He ain't lonely, honey. Girls, we need that connection, that emotional vibe. I was trying to be wherever the people's was, honey. Okay. I'm trying to be with Precious enough because there's a lot of them. It was a lot of us. See, it was 7 of us. So now you know why everybody want to come to our house because it don't matter. It was always something going. It was noise. It was active. What they said, get active. Our house stayed active. Going on. It was always something going on. When you got 7 kids, how could it not be active? Well, y'all vibe by yourselves. So yeah, y'all have each other to be doing anything. Listen. You always got somebody to fight with, somebody to be friends with, somebody to clean. It was 7 of us. And basically everybody was like 3 years apart except for Sapphire and Star. Sapphire and Star was 1 year apart. Wait. Remember me and Saquon you mean Inwood Street? Remember me and Saquon was downstairs. Okay, because I was like, I just remember us in that room. But there was the bunk bed. Yeah, so we had 2 sets of bunk beds. Okay, because I'm like, wait. Upstairs in the room. There was 2 sets of bunk beds. Yeah. And then we went down. But then remember, Diamond wasn't born yet at first. So Diamond was 4. Yeah, Mommy didn't have Diamond yet when we was on Inwood Street. Well, he was born while we was on Inwood Street. So we went from 6 to 7. But remember, there's 3 years. You think about stuff like that now, but when you small, you small. You small, itty bitty. Yeah. You just running around having fun. You ain't think. No. So you just like this how life is, but it's really. You just know it's us. We just in here together. I laugh. Help me find my sock. Help me. I get beat. Help me find my sock. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Let me tell you something. Honey. We did. We stayed. I stayed losing something. Kia, oh my God. He's like, Uncle Alvin knew because he knew when she got home. You got everything, kid. Keep like, please, if you find my shoe this week, just put it in the bag. Yeah, I got everything. Please. Oh I don't know how I'm going to get away with this toothbrush thing. What am I going to do? That's how she knows she get in trouble when it was a toothbrush. Because she had to tell her. I can get away with a shoe. You can get away with you got so many different shoes. But that toothbrush, get in trouble every single time. Because you just forget it. And they're like, toothbrush. You brush your teeth this way? And why would they say, do you have anything you don't think? Let me go check. You ain't want to check because I knew I wasn't going to find it. Let me check and see what color toothbrush did I have again. It's like 20 in the container. Just pick up a goddamn toothbrush and say you got it. Listen. I don't know about y'all, but did y'all parents have a little patience? Honey, I guess with 7 kids, you would have a little patience yourself. But Uncle Al, that used to be crap. Man. Why was it like that? We always knew, like, get my shoe, put my shoe up till I get here on Friday, because we know she coming every weekend. Like, put my shoe away, honey. I'm gonna get out of this house with one shoe. Oh my God! Listen, if it wasn't a sock, a shoe, that toothbrush. I understand. Why was it always something? It was never the scarf, though. You always knew where that scarf was. He had that little twirl back here. Just a twirl at the ends of it. Tissue on it. She ain't going to lose her scarf, honey. She put her scarf on just to twirl the ends. That part. That was nervousness. That anxiety, girl. I had it all my life and just didn't realize. How was your Easter?
Nancy, girl, what you did
Good morning,
Easter,
Nancy.
Good morning, girl. What you did for Easter? What you did on the L?
How was y'all Easter? Who did y'all go to Sunday service?
Girl,
did y'all spend time with the family? Did you go out to eat or did you cook in?
Well, Misha was talking to me yesterday, and she was like, how she took the kids to Easter basket, and she was like, they went to church, and she was like, she was just
the big kids or you talking about grandkids?
Her
yeah,
yeah, Brooklyn.
Got you.
So while she was looking forward to, seeing the little girls with their nice dresses on, with their frilly socks and their Mary Jane shoes.
What they was looking like.
With the church hats, and they with the baskets.
Yeah,
with the little
because we had two outfits. We talked about it on Friday.
That's what we was talking
You had your
about.
dress up outfit and you had your dress down outfit.
Then you couldn't wait to get home and take them clothes off.
You couldn't mess them dress up. So
clothes.
Yes.
So we could go to Coney Island.
That part.
So she was like, but they have on. I said, well, girl, I don't know. They still do that.
No, they definitely do. Let me tell you. Reese and Trinice stopped by, and McKenna was dressed so cute. She had the frilly dress, and she had the little Easter socks, and then she had the little shoe on, and the hair with the curls blown out. Yeah, she was giving Easter Sunday for real. Yeah, so I would definitely say, see
she needed
the dressy dress. I'm sure there are some pictures.
Yeah.
You just look on, probably go on her page and see if she put her up there.
Okay.
But yeah, she was adorable. So yeah, definitely. Definitely. So you could look at them like, oh, just wow, that's like all Chef Ron was saying the whole. He was like, oh my God, you got your daddy face.
Yes, she does. I don't know how they be doing that. Them jeans be strong. I'm like, God.
I was over there thinking like, oh, so I just do all the work. That's how we doing. I put in all the work
and come out looking just like you.
I looked up. So Essence came out looking like Chef Ron.
Yeah.
Neve, she was looking like me, but more so my daddy, and in between me and my daddy.
Yeah.
But then when his aunts come, they like, oh my gosh, you look so much like their mom. See, because Mondale's grandma, dad's mom, passed when he was like 13. So they never met their grandma. They just had pictures. But when the sisters, because dad is the only girl, the boy, and the rest of them, the other 5 are girls. When they see, especially on Pat, when she sees Neve, she's like, oh my God, she looks like my mom, right? Wow. So clearly, them jeans. Oh yeah. There's some pictures of her, and she's like a very petite woman, like petite, like on Tiny, and very fair skin. You know what I mean? And very like just so when they see Neve, she just be like, oh my God, she looks so much like her mom. And it was a funny story because Dad and them didn't know my father, but when we went to New York, we was at Aunt Karen house. Aunt Karen has a collage with all of the pictures. Mm-hmm. So there was a picture of my father in the collage with my mom, and he got the red hair, he's freckles. But when he looks at the picture, he was like, "Ooh, who is this guy?" Looking like Neve. I feel like they thought
I can't.
This guy look just like Neve. Neve looking like a little doll baby. I'm like, who is that? I'm like, her granddaddy. That's blood right there. That's why she looks so similar.
Look at my face.
So it's so funny. And it was like in that moment I realized how much Neve looks like my dad and that's how, but then, she could look like me. But now, like, Serenity looks a lot like me, and she getting older. When before, she looked so much like Jeffrey and Jada. She was like, but now that she's like 15, she looks like a little mini me. When I look at the old pictures of when I first had Essence, it was like that baby face.
When you had your hair.
And that bob, you could see it a lot more too. Yeah.
And I ain't never seen Tutu and you. I always seen their name. And I was like, wait a minute. So, yeah.
Yes, Nancy. Thank you for sharing, boo. I appreciate it. Sharing is caring, especially on this Easter Monday.
He got up.
He got up with all power in his hand. We didn't even talk about the topic. We're about to go into it. I look like I'm telling you, but Nancy looked so much like. And did you ever tell the story of how we, oh my God.
Honey.
How Nancy came to be.
Oh my God. Well, how she came to be or how we found her?
How we found her.
So
that's such a good story. That's a resurrection story.
Yeah, that's a reunion. Since we talking about
some he got up.
So Miss Nancy Cole is my sister. We have the same mom and dad. So, but the irony of it is, I found her on Facebook because when she was born, she was actually adopted. Mm-hmm. So she wasn't raised with us in the household. So I always wondered, because especially for me, I knew that we shared the same dad, right? So everybody knows Nakia and Alvin, but those of them that knew he did have another child that was actually adopted at birth. Mm-hmm. So I always wondered, well, what does she look like? Do she have kids? Oh my God, like, you have a missing thing. All of us as siblings, we're like, to know you have another sibling out there is just like mysterious, right? So I always wanted to find her, and I was trying to see how to find her. And then one day I just was like, you know what? Let me look again. And called around, asked my mother, what was her adopted last name? She told me, and then I just went on Facebook again.
Facebook, honey. Facebook will connect some people. Okay? That is a fact. How many people you found on Facebook? That's crazy.
Right, near or far, right? You could connect to those you don't even get to see. High school people, like everybody around the world, they on Facebook, honey. You gonna find them. Especially if they're public, right?
Yeah.
Because you can find them if they're public.
Yeah.
So I went on Facebook, typed in her name and then the last name. It didn't pull her up yet, but it pulled up a whole bunch of people. I was just scrolling through the people. All of a sudden, I was like,
Jesus, come on now. Wasn't no all of a sudden.
I was like, wait a minute.
Seek and ye shall find.
When you talking about somebody was shocked because I seen my face. I was like, that is my face. I just was in shock. And then I just couldn't even, I pulled her whole page up, was looking through the things that was talking about, because she's from Brooklyn, of course, her adopted mom lived in Brooklyn as well. And I just was looking at the pictures, and all I could see is my dad's face and my face. The first person I called was, I didn't want to call mommy off the bat, so I called Misha.
Yeah. That's such a hard thing, because it's like you would call Aunt Diane for everything. And it's like, I can't unless I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's so emotional, right? It's emotional because I'm over here like, so like, I didn't know what to think. It was just emotional. So called Misha. I was like, girl, I found her. I was like, I found her. She was like, what you talking about? I was like, Misha, I found her. She was like, I said, girl, so I had to I think did I screenshot something and sent it to her, and then I was trying to reach out. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to say who you are to me. I'm your sister. We've been trying to find, girl, I didn't know what to say. So me and Misha was on the phone for I don't know how long, taking it all in, then trying to decide what message to send her. Yeah. Because it was like, what do we say? She gonna be like, girl, get out of here. No, you not. I said, but
fear, she forgot escaping and rose, honey, because fear paralyzes you, make you want to flee.
I was like, no. But then I was like, yes. Then I was like, okay, what do I say? Because I don't know how she is. I don't know what her reaction gonna be. And I'm thinking she gonna be like, girl, yeah, right. Because I'm sure she probably been trying to find us. And it's like, yeah, been there, done that. Like all I could tell her was send her a picture of me and daddy together. And I was like, girl, look at this picture. And all I could thought about first was just proof.
Right.
Yeah, because it was like, it don't matter what I say to you. I just need to show you proof so that you
evidence.
Evidence.
That part.
So that you can believe and drop the guard to say, "Oh my God,
receive."
Yeah,
you gotta believe.
So now we can really have a conversation for the very first time. So it was like, I don't know what the hell I said, but I think Nancy saved it to this day. And I was like, girl, something like, like, I'm your sister. We share the same mom and dad. And I was like, I sent her just this picture, like,
full blown.
Just look at this picture, like, this is your dad. Because, she never met daddy either.
Yeah,
she
didn't meet nobody.
So it was like, I am your sister. This is your dad. Da da da. Yup, Nancy said she still have it.
I bet she do. That have to be something.
And it was just like, I was to press that send button was like nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I could imagine.
I was beating so fast.
Oh, girl, you gotta tell this story. I gotta have y'all on the series of What the F Is Your Mustard Seed, Faith or Fear, and then you could share that story because you know how many people have to go through that feeling. Because they want. That's a good. I want to do an interview. That's one of the because
you have faith that you gonna receive it, but then you're so
afraid to take the step because oh my God.
And I can only imagine how Nancy felt, but she was so excited because she was like, I found my family.
And let me tell you something about Nancy, right? Because when I say it is something about the DNA, she said the best day of my life. Oh my goodness,
girl.
Let me tell you, it's something about the DNA because when we met Nancy, she fit right in. She would have just been as silly as everybody. Like when she kept, like I swear, you remember when y'all came to the house when we was next to Ty and John? Let me tell you, and I was like, oh my God, y'all are like twins. Crazy. And she's so crazy, so cool, so down to earth, so like, and then we had our family reunion. And in New York, so that everybody got to meet Nancy, right? Because it's a lot of us.
The barbecue at Mom's house when Dad came.
When Dad, when Grandma came.
Oh,
that was so nice. Good. And then everybody came to her wedding.
Me and my dad was just talking about that, how they cried.
Literally, like she got married, and it's 9 of them, aunts and uncles, right? Well, 8, because we're siblings, but we have 8 aunts and uncles outside, but it's 9 of them. Everybody got, praise God, is all still alive. Yes. But a couple of years ago when Nancy got married, right? It wasn't like not too far after we met her, right? Mm-hmm. And then she got married and everybody came to celebrate her wedding. It was just so 10 beautiful.
Years? It's been 10 years?
No way. Has it been 10 years?
We just been married for 13. No way. No way.
Ooh. What year we in?
2023? Jesus. Oh, okay. So they got married 3 years after I did then. Yeah, so see,
time is flying.
Oh my God. This is crazy.
Is that when we met? Does she mean to be 10 years on the 29th of us meeting? I think she's talking about not her marriage.
Yeah, not her marriage. But
she's talking about when we 2023 when we met, when we found her.
Yeah.
So it's been almost 10 years that she has been a part of or everybody's life. And and she's the most like she is very active too, very family oriented. Yes. Like, I'm coming in town. I want to see you. Like, she's so loving.
She loves pictures.
Pictures.
She gonna remember. She's like
she gonna take a picture and send you a postcard of yourself.
She's
you be like, girl,
person. Yeah. She ain't gonna let no event happen without capturing the moment. She's a capture the moment person.
Yes.
So yeah.
That's so awesome. 10 years?
It's been 10 years, yeah. Yeah, because, that's why she has the tattoo on her.
Right, she got the tattoo on her. She do have the date. And so she tagged it, little feisty.
Yes, honey.
Little feisty cousin and Nancy and got the tattoo of the date. And doesn't it say does it have Cavaliers?
What does it say, Nancy?
I feel like it has Cavaliers.
And it's so crazy because Unfortunately, her adopted mom had passed away during the time that we found her.
Because God,
I believe it was the same
year
year or the year after her stepmom,
her adopted
mom had passed. So I said, look at God.
Look at God. I tell you, He give you right what you need.
Not be alone for long. I will send your family to you.
That was built,
And the reunion of, and then the day of the wedding, me and my dad was just talking about this, to have her mom and her dad walk her down the aisle for that very special day of a union of love. It was so emotional.
It was emotional. It was beautiful.
It was.
It was so beautiful.
I said, so yeah.
I knew it. Yep. I knew I saw a Cavalier on there. So it's Shore Dixon Cavalier.
She was a Shore.
She was a Shore. Awesome.
Yeah.
That was her. That's her story. Those three names are her story. That makes her so amazing, right? So you never know what the process is, but the process makes it worth it. So, man,
yeah, that's
and probably nobody could have took care of her like Shore did at the time. And then when it was time for us to take care of the next level of her, then there was an opening. And so God is so intentional about what you need, right? Because I love the story when they were saying that Nancy, because she was born with some limitation, they were saying that she would never walk. I remember them telling the story. And Nancy be walking around, dancing, and all of that. And I know it was because Shore had what it took to get her to where you could take her from, right? Because everybody's not in the place or in the space that they need to be at the time. But God is so intentional. He said, I just got to get you in here. And I could mold you, but I just got to get you in the door first. And your bloodline is the DNA, right? And the CNA is how you operate the gifts that was passed from generation to generation. Absolutely. And so your blood never changes, but to be able to have people help cultivate you where you need it most is, it's just what God is all about. And so it was such an amazing reunion.
That family reunion was amazing because
the family reunion was so amazing.
See everybody, to meet her at last, you know what I mean? It's like at last. It's like it's like, and then you look like Aunt Sandra.
Look just like Aunt Sandra.
I'm like, what is the
That's that DNA don't play. It's that is so great. She looked just like Aunt Sandra.
Yes.
And Uncle Alvin. And I didn't realize how much Uncle Alvin and Aunt Sandra looked alike until we saw Nancy. And I'm like, oh, wow.
Like,
look alike.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. That bloodline don't play. That bloodline don't play. That DNA don't play. But yeah. So what? That was a good story. Definitely want to have you guys on what the F is your mustard seed. Those shows will be Thursday tonight. This week we'll be launching all of the shows. So
yes, y'all gotta get the
tonight will be Perspective with the Paulins. The things are flying in the thing. Amazing. Melissa got all of the flyers going so you can know what shows are what. But the Perspective with the Paulins comes on tonight at 9. What the F is your mustard seed? What we are doing? I'm gonna write all this. That's what I said. I gotta put this stuff on the thing. What the F is your mustard seed is on Thursday. So there'll be interviews of people who turn fear into faith, because we all operate in both. And every day you got to say, what the F am I doing right now? My faith and or fear? And so we want to keep that conversation going so that we can be intentional about, like the topic is, what did you get up from, right? And so he got up. What did you have to sacrifice in order to get up, right? So what sacrifices was made so that you can get up? Did you have to sacrifice your patience? Did you have to sacrifice your security, right? Because you got up, you may have gotten up with insecurity, right? Yeah. So I sacrificed my security to get back up again. Now it's a work in progress, so I can get my security back, but I had to sacrifice it just to get up, right? So what did I have to die to in order to resurrect and it be worth it, right? It was, because everything is worth it at the end of the day. We just don't know what why is it going on, right? And it's being able to let go, love every trial, right? Because you get, grace expects testimonies. You get to be here. And if you think about it like that, it's like, well, what did I have to sacrifice in order to show up? What did I have to sacrifice in order to be who I am today? Like, what did I resurrect from? What did you resurrect from, right? And I definitely had to resurrect from molestation and feeling like, worthy, and removing the shame and getting in my lane, right? Because we carry the shame of a lot of stuff. But it was for us to come through for somebody else, because they said that greater works we would do. So Jesus had to sacrifice his life, his gifting, his perfectness, right? Because we're imperfect and we complain about sacrificing, and he had to sacrifice in the place of perfection. So can you imagine what it required to humble yourself, knowing you were perfect? We have a hard time humbling ourselves, and we know we are far from perfect. We could judge somebody else and know that, honey, we ain't doing everything right, but we worried about the one thing that we got right and you got wrong, even though you got some things wrong that they got right, right? So we don't do the same comparison. So it's like, what type of things did you sacrifice in order to be and show up at the magnitude that you did? But it's going to cost you something.
Always.
It's going to cost you something.
That's a price.
Yeah.
It has a price.
So it's like, what did it cost you? And do you understand the value so that you can resurrect with that power? Because knowing the value is where the power comes from, right? So if I know that this painting is worth this much, I have a different type of energy of how I take care of it.
Right.
How I,
Based
preserve
on the value
it.
Yes. You're like, hold up.
Yeah, you're going to put it on the, yes, with the china. You remember our people had the china cabinet. You couldn't just eat off of them dishes every day.
Those dishes was not to be ate off of. Those go in the cabinet, okay? Cornelius says he found his sister too.
Oh.
It's such a beautiful thing to find your family member. Her name is Robin. Wow.
Listen, when I do that episode, I think I want to have different people there. Oh, and then y'all are married, and see how much they had to connect. You see, because God will bring you through your stories. So it means that they both had that longing, and they both feel that void, and they can really share that grace or that excitement and be so and understand it. Because as much as you want to have sympathy, many of us only operate in the empathy. So that is
to have the same experience.
Yes. Yeah. Her name is Robin. I like that. That's a pretty name. Red Robin.
Good morning, Melissa.
Happy Easter Monday to you, boo.
Yes. Happy Easter Monday, Melissa.
But I think that is so awesome when you think about, what does it mean to get up? What does it mean to rise above the circumstances in order to be of value, to be of intention, right? So it's like God was intentional when he sent you. He was intentional when he sent you through that thing. He was intentional when he watched you get up from that thing. But the intention is to get up with the power in your hand. And so if you still have limited belief after you have become a survivor, he's like, well, what's going on? Is that mindset. That's why you got to go from survivor to soulvivor. Because until you change your mind, it doesn't even matter that you got up.
That part.
Right? He said, with all power in your hand means I know what it required. Jesus was like, I felt the pain. I remember the daggers. I remember the forgiveness when I hung there on it. I remember all of that. And still I let it go, because remember, in order to be a water walker, and we all know that Jesus walked water, right? If you was looking at him, you could walk water, right? Because that's what Peter did. If I could even focus on you, I can become a water walker. So what it meant was that he let the stuff go. As perfect as he was, as much as his assignment was so taxing and so it required a lot of him, he still let go of everything he did right in order to sacrifice for what somebody else did wrong, right? And so it's like that power to let go allows you to rise above the situation. So if you find yourself still low, drowning in your feelings and drowning in those things, because we're 70% made water, right? So we're drowning in the memories, right? Because water holds memories of our yesterdays. And it's like, if you want to rise above it, you got to let go. And so if you're coming from the standpoint, or it shouldn't have been me, then you won't ever let it go. But if you start saying, God chose me to go through that so that I can be an answer to somebody else, it should have been me. If not me, then who? If you change that way of thinking, that's the power, because the lack of power is feeling victimized when you are victorious, right? Yeah. So if I can get you to believe that you don't have it, then honey, I can keep you stuck. But if you believe with confidence that, oh, I'm God, listen, it had to happen to me, and I ain't letting it get me down, how you going to operate? You're going to operate on a level of gratitude. Oh my God.
You know what I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm like, you know what? It's crazy, because I'm thinking of me, for example, right? Like from being so happy and carefree and social and being this butterfly to being in an abusive relationship, right? It takes everything from you. It took my self-esteem. It took my confidence. It took me away from me. And now to come out of that, to fight and really come to your damn senses, to be like, what the fuck is you doing, girl? You leave, come back. You leave, come back. What the fuck is here? And then when you really finally come to your damn senses, it's like, listen, what do you want out of life? And then you get out of it, right? And so you have to build, like, I'm just saying me, I had to build myself back. I had to build who Nakia was, right? Come back to that confidence, that carefree person. Just a spark of light. You be so dark in this dark place from all the shame and all the stuff you feel like you lost, especially your damn self. And then you get it back gradually, right? You gradually get it back. And then it's like, okay, I have to find something that dictates me, who I am. But then when I think about when I came into it wasn't working for me. Like I was working, because I work like but I think for me, when I did get into the network marketing space, because of the how it was, and you have people around you and you have a team. It was like you have a team. So now you are the leader of somebody. You are and not in charge of, but you have to guide and teach and help other people. I think I got my kind of spunk back. And I had my spunk back before that, but it put me on a whole nother level mentally. So it's like they're not dependent on me, but I help them into their greatness. You know what I mean? So I'm teaching me and I'm teaching them, and it's like you have a team to lead and guide and mentor. So you become a mentor, and then it's like, so I know Sierra was saying to me, she was like, Ma, you are the one who inspired me to now want to become an entrepreneur, because that's what she was saying, from watching you with your team and y'all be traveling and you be on Zoom teaching them stuff, and I'll be just looking at you, and I was like, wow, I'm gonna do something. So she was like, you inspired me to start my business and do my stuff, and I was like, for real? I never even realized that. I was like, for real? So like you be saying, your kids and stuff watch you. People are watching you all the time. No matter what it is that you're doing, someone is watching you. And so when you be like, he got up, so your soul wakes up. You know what I mean? It's like you're not in this little funk anymore. You like, okay, I know who I am.
Resurrect.
You resurrect within your soul. And you walk and you stand with a whole nother posture and mentally, you just like, I'm here. What we doing, y'all? And like when we used to go to events or whatever, it's like, because you're the head of the team. It's like, oh yeah, this is my team. Like, oh yeah, she's in my, like, so you have this.
It's that confidence that's unconsciously coming.
Like, may I help you? Like, what we need to do. So I'm telling you, that atmosphere does put you in this leadership of power. Is like, and then when you have powerful people a part of the team, you like, girl, you good with it. What you say? I'm a force. I'm a movement by my damn self. But a force when we together.
Y'all know that
all
song.
The talents and gifts of everybody coming together is just freaking crazy.
You make me better.
I'm like, oh, you make me better.
You make me better.
Come on,
right?
sing it. You make me better.
You
Yeah,
make
you
me
do.
better.
It's like you learn from this person. You learn. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not, because my mother wanted me to plan a trip to Myrtle Beach, and I'm sitting. I'm like, y'all. I know y'all think I'm the Miss Do It All
Miss
secretary,
Guru.
but that is not my strong suit. Okay, because I didn't have to do that on my team.
Right. That was allocated.
Did that. Joma did that. Like I just was like, okay, here's where we going. They already had that together. So it's like when you do have that team, it's like everybody's gifts and talents and strengths come together for the common good of everybody. The one goal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so
of the mission.
Correct.
That's why it's good to have that team. Yes.
So it's like, oh my God. But yeah, when you lose your confidence in your thing and something comes along and just reminds you like, come on, girl, get up. And it's like, okay, I could get back to who I am, or something brings you back to because that abuse thing, mentally abused, emotionally abused, physically abused. When you get all of that,
it would keep you in a state of fear.
I'm like, still, because you have, though you can't
triggers.
You have triggers,
yes,
and so. It's a lot for a person that's been in abusive. It's a lot, especially when you go into the new relationship. You try not to be. I'm like, don't tell me what to wear. Don't, and I'm like, it's okay. Like this is not that same person. He has no malicious stuff like that. It's just
you gotta check yourself.
Much you gotta undo.
Yeah, healing is a process.
Undo a lot, and it's like. Okay.
And you got to recognize in the moment that you're healing from something. Like that's what was the hard part for me is realizing in the moment that it's not what I see, right? It's what I seen. So being able to see and seeing, those are two different things, right? And so it's when I seen it, it's harder for me to adjust instead of seeing who's right there. So you got to take that N off of it, right? When you're growing and getting past them things, because it's like I seen this before, but it ain't me.
It's like
so do you see me? So it's processing and knowing that it is a process, even in the moment. Even if you lose it in the moment, accountability is what gets you is renewing your mind daily. That means nonstop. That means when I see it, I got to check myself. Like I said, even if it's like with the F is your mustard seed, it's like, okay, I got to say in the moment, what am I doing? I got to check my feelings so I can get into my healing. If we don't check our feelings, we don't go into healing because we're still living an insane life, right? Living in the past. Allowing somebody else to pay for somebody. So that's why they say forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you, because it's going to change the way you show up if you lack forgiveness. So the wounded person is coming. So when you say this, I seen them and I don't see you. And so now you're taking the blunt of somebody else's trauma, somebody else's action. So it's like, it's not a clean slate. That's why if you can be conscious in the moment, right? And recognize that I'm seeing you for who you are because I healed. So when I forgive myself for allowing things that wasn't worthy of me to go on further and further, now I take steps and boundaries that I don't even need to take in a new relationship because now I'm overcompensating for myself. So it's having that balance to allow people to still grow, because everybody you get in a relationship with, y'all growing each other. So there's still got to be room for growth. But if I get past that stage, then that ain't the growth I got to be in. But if that keeps on showing up, then that means I haven't grown in that space. So God keeps on, even a new person is going to do the old thing because he said, listen, there's no child left behind laws in God's kingdom, right? So you got to get past this before you get here, because he said he won't put more on you than you can bear. So until you can recognize in the moment and prove to him that you're ready, him being God, right? Because now I want to make sure that you're operating in the right level of worthiness for where I'm taking you, because then you'll take advantage. You'll mess somebody else up in your condition because you'll bleed all over them, right? And so now we got you broken, and then you came to break somebody else, right? Because hurt people, right? So if I'm not healed and I'm still hurting, then in the moment I might miss the message, right? So it's like, remember, let your mess aid so you can have a message. That's your responsibility. And so it's hard to do. That's why you got to be accountable, and you got to do the homework and the report cards on self too. You got to say, okay, what area? Okay, how am I reacting? You have to do that self inventory so you could be like, okay, this I don't want to feel like this. I want to be like this. So how do I let that go? Then you go through your counseling. You can get a soul doctor. You can go to wherever. But this is expedited counseling, honey. It's what is the moment? By the time you get off the phone, you're gonna be healed in that area, because it's just about changing the way you think, right? So it's operating on your mindset, because the only thing that stops us from showing up is our mind, the things we tell ourselves. So when you stop telling yourself those lies and you let go, love every trial, because you get grace expects testimony, you just realize you are creating the testimony of a lifetime. And so every time you have a testimony, that means you become the evidence. That means you are now a cheat sheet. So God said, I'm equipping you to be somebody's cheat sheet. So I need you to go through, because you're strong enough, because now you're going to teach. So when I'm teaching, I'm telling people how they can get through, right? That's what you're doing. That's what you do every day, right? As humans, we're all healers. Every day. So, right, we're all healers. That's all nobody's exempt from healing somebody else. That's what you came to do. Heal. But you got to go through it to recognize that you are a healer. And words are healing, because words are the most powerful tool we have. So you don't need a weapon. You need your weapon of words. You need your honesty. You need your transparency. You need the sacrifice, the obedience. You need all of that to operate in your words. You need to know, I got to change my mind. You got to know I can't have that old thinking. You got to know I'm trying to recreate. You got to know I'm a visionary. If you know all of that, when you speak out of your mouth, you change the people around you. So now you are pouring into your team instead of pulling out of your team. Absolutely. So now it's like you're going to get an overflow, because when I take care of me and I overflow, and everybody, so now everybody get the overflow, because we all are well. We all have a well. So it's wealthy, WELL. So now people can drink from you, because your water isn't tainted, because you changed how you saw it. It had to go that way.
Everybody's supposed to bring the best parts of them to the people they are around. So you bleed out the best parts of you. So somebody is always picking up something.
Yeah.
If you in the room and you ain't leaving nothing, I mean, hopefully somebody got something from you. Everybody bring the best parts of them to everything and everybody they're around. And
sometimes you bring the worst if you don't do the work, right? Because like I said, it's just like COVID, right? Unconsciously is the infection that is you. So awaken to the infection that is you, because unconsciously, because you've been dealing with life so long, broken, you still have a taint. So when you get into a room with somebody who haven't had the same immune system, and now you speaking to them, now you walking around with walking pneumonia, and you look fine, because your body has been through so much that you are tolerable. But they ain't been through as much as you've been through. And so because your infection, how you speak is an infection. The way you speak to them, now it falls on them, and they're not equipped. So now they're sick.
Strong enough to handle.
No, now they're sick. It ain't as strong. So now somebody now is like, oh my God, I killed grandma. Oh my God, I killed. You know why? Because I didn't want to kill, but I didn't go there to hurt her. But it was all in me, because I hadn't done my work. And I consciously spoke to that child, and I spoke to that man, or I spoke to that woman in a way that was infecting them. And then I harmed them unconsciously and never took accountability that, you know what? I actually was sick too. I didn't even realize I was sick. I didn't feel sick. I felt fine. I felt resurrected. But I actually was walking around impacting and infusing all this bad stuff into people And I didn't even know it. So I killed my sister. I killed my brother. I killed my daddy. So if you think about it in that aspect, we are infections because words have power. And the only thing we do is give life or take life. Words can kill or it can heal. So right.
You better build your immune system, get that emergency. Because honey, I'm telling you, don't come over here with this negative. I can't do the negative. We always gonna find the positive, and we gonna bounce that off. My immune system is not built for negative. It's gonna bounce it off, and we're gonna turn that all around. It's like a hello. No, we're not doing that. What we gonna kill?
But you gotta be happy. That's why I said that.
Listen, we not doing that. Woe is me. We not gonna stay with woe is me. You're not doing that.
But that's why you gotta be confident.
You have to have a strong.
Well, he said, killed your children. That part.
Killed your children.
Right, because if you think about it, all adults are struggling children who didn't get over what was said, what was done. There was a seeds planted that nobody actually took back out the womb. And like I said, it wasn't on purpose. You understand what I'm saying?
That's just what
I know that I was harmed by my daddy, but not on purpose, right? Because he lacked the healing. So it's not taking it personal; it's taking it process. So everybody is not equipped at the same level, but that's why it's like, but what are you equipped to do? What can you get past? What can you get through? Right? Because you came to be the answer.
Yes.
And so it's understanding that if I can process past these moments, if I can take accountability for the pain, then I get to inflict the gain, because when I tell the story, somebody else gains perspective. They gain strength. They gain responsibility. They gain the right to know that God is not picking on you. He's picking you up. He's being intentional with your story. And so when you get to be able to tell, when you get to get over the life you are living, like I said, serendipity, right? Surrender the pity. When you begin to surrender the pity, you get to live in serendipity. It is a process, but it's up to you. Surrender. You want to live in serendipity? You got to surrender the pity. And that's what we don't do. We forget that it was all for you.
The pity.
You know? So listen, this has been an amazing, look, we've been on for an hour.
I know.
Just got to the hour. So we're going to pull some, actually, let me share the He Got Up poem, since that's what we was on, and then we're going to have some cards.
Surrender the pity,
honey. Serendipity. You trying to live in serendipity? You got to surrender the pity. That's so He Got Up, like I said, we didn't go live yesterday, ended up being family day. So I'm going to definitely share the He Got Up, just like we shared Good Friday Sacrifice. Yes, so He Got Up is on page 64 of Precious Thoughts from the Soul, my very first book.
Resurrection.
And if you hit the link, you can order your own today. It's not on Amazon. Remember, it's before there was an Amazon.
Right. Gotta go on her website for that exclusive.
For that exclusive. So this poem is called He Got Up. Today we celebrate a man who was crucified, a man who was put on a cross and left there to die. I'm talking about the man who was born in a manger with no one to help but a street full of strangers. I'm talking about God's only begotten Son who died for you and me and took the sins of all of us so that we could be made free. We celebrate a man who was nailed to the cross and still said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." And as the blood ran down his body, he took the pain for the sake of both me and you. A man who died and took a short rest, and 3 days later, he put us all to the test. A test to believe that he has rose from the dead. Time to wipe those weeping eyes and clear our confused head. He got up from the grave with all power in his hand and still left the key so we can together rule the land. This man that I'm speaking about in all the ways up above goes by the name of Jesus, the epitome of God's love. It is because he died that whosoever believed in him should not perish but have everlasting life. So it is our job to do what is right. Tell others about God's Son, Jesus, who did all he did for you. Explain how real his love is for all and how his grace is true. So let's not condition our thanks to Easter, for he is blessing day to day. Just remember how he shows his love in many different ways. So we thank you, Jesus, for your resurrection and continuous covering from above. And it is because of your crucifixion and resurrection that you are the epitome of unconditional love. Okay? And so he got up so that you can do greater works than him. So guess what? The love is still here. He left the love here. And because we have the power to do the hard work, because we already went through the hard work, why not get the credit? Why not pick up the value? Why not pick up the intentionality, right? And why not be a healer? So every time you get up, you get to be a healer as long as you can let go. Love every trial. Go, get over. You get grace expects testimony. So don't forget to be the testimony God called you to be after that resurrection power, after you had to get up from that thing. Your power is in getting up. So if you hide what it took or what you did to get up, that's the power for somebody else to hold on to see it, right? It was all evidence. When I saw Jesus heal somebody, I believed that he could heal me too. When I saw you talk about all you went through and you are here, I believe that he would do the same for me, because now I'm not taking my scars personal. I'm taking it as beauty marks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, girls, yes. Come on, I love when you said that. You're not looking at your stuff as scars. You're looking at them as beauty marks.
But let me tell you where I heard that.
Oh my goodness, girl.
No. Listen, I love that I got to say it, but it was because a seed was planted. Because I heard an old song of a Sierra's, and it was called "My Scars Are Beauty Marks."
Oh, wow.
And I've never heard it said that way, right? Woo. And so what was so awesome is remembering that that's what it is, right? It is a reminder of how beautiful you really are, because God chose you to go through so that you could be the answer for somebody else. And until you see you're worthy because you survived it and you get to be alive in the story because you are still here, it doesn't even matter. So if you can change the vision, and that's why it's so important to speak, because every seed can grow into another concept. So I think I heard that song at least over 6 years ago, but it just triggered in my mind, like, oh wait, it resonated for this moment, because that's what seeds are all about, is having somebody else
negative and spin it to a positive. Because when you said that, I was like, oh yeah. Yes, it's not a scar. It's now you mentally turn that into a beauty mark, because it tells a story.
Yes. Beautiful.
Oh my goodness. Yes, see, it'd be certain things that just
it's gonna trigger you. Yeah. So when I heard the song, I'm like, da-da-da. Now I'm sitting here talking, I'm like, wow. Your scars are your beauty marks. Just a reminder.
That part, right?
Just a reminder.
Surrender the pity.
If you want to live in serendipity, okay? Woo! It's up to you. So we got to break down these words, baby.
Wow.
Get grace expects testimony. Do you understand what grace is? Grace is what God gave you in that moment when you knew you shouldn't have been there. That was grace. That expects a testimony.
Right. When you said, oh Lord, it should have been me.
It should have been me.
He gave you grace. No, it wasn't supposed to.
So then you gotta say, I was in the house. I was going through this, but you know what? God gave me grace. So he has the same grace for you. Don't be acting perfect, because you know it took imperfect moments for you to get to that perfect peace. And the flesh is imperfect, but the soul, is molding into the perfect God peace. And so it requires all of those things that you go through in order to grow into who you were called to be. So we're going to get y'all a card and we're going to let y'all go on this Resurrection Monday. Yes, Easter Monday, baby.
Y'all ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I am purposeful and I am determined. Is that determined?
Yeah, I am determined. Girl, I said detrimental. So bad.
That is not an affirmation word, Kia. I am well, no, that is good. I'm detrimental to everything. No, detrimental ain't a good word. I don't feel a good vibe on that.
I'm over here determined, girl. I'm determined.
I'm determined to be detrimental to your life. If you play with me, honey. If you play with me, I'm gonna be detrimental to your life. Anyway, Excuse us. We just having a good time because life. Why not laugh, honey? We get our 6-pack. We get our six. This is our 6-pack workout.
Well, y'all don't be mad at us when we be in these belly shirts and tummy shirts because we is laughing hard, honey.
You ain't got to get on the floor. You just got to laugh a little.
Y'all need to come around us. Y'all gonna have a 6-pack.
Oh my God, you're gonna have a 6-pack of laughter.
We are focused and we are determined and purposeful.
We are determined and purposeful. Let me fix my face because I'm all laughed out. My cheeks are hurting. Anyhow, I am purposeful and I am determined, and I am determined to be purposeful because actually, like we said, we all came to be the answer. And so all the things that you have sacrificed, that's good. I love her. All the things that you have sacrificed are the reasons why you get to be purposeful. It was all a part of your story. Like, so God's purpose, Jesus' purpose, Yeshua's purpose, however you call him, his purpose was to come to show you just how much healing he could bring. And then he was determined to follow through with God's plan for his life. So when God gave you a vision to write that book, when God gave you a vision to start that business, when God gave you a vision to stay in that marriage, when God gave you a vision to rise after that circumstance, after the abuse, after the molestation, after the rape, after the divorce, after all of these things, when he gave you a vision, he said, I made you purposeful. I needed you to get through that. I needed you to get to the place where you are determined to change somebody else's life. Because when you tell them what it took you, your wisdom hat is your what? When you tell them why, when heaven yelled, he yelled down and said, this is your impact. I'm the pact. I'm the agreement heaven had with earth. So everything you've been through is what gives you your purpose. It is what gives you your flavor. You are the salt of the earth. And so when I get through and I process, I become the salt. I become the flavor in everything. I make it better, right? We make it better. So when you are determined to be the flavor, you become purposeful because he got up and so did you. The reason why I know is because you are here with breath. So I know it cost you. You done been through some stuff and you done got up yourself. So what are you doing with the power of rising? Are you helping somebody else find their switch?
That part.
That's what it's about.
Your spice.
Come on now.
Your flavor. Come on. I want no bland food. I want no bland word. I need your spice added to it. Come on now. Because you are purposely determined. So when y'all walk outside and y'all wake up every day, be determined to be purposeful for the greater good of God, because he rose with all power in his hand for the greater good of the world. He sacrificed himself for us to be determined to be purposeful every day. It is your job to be determined. You got to be determined to be purposeful in this earth, in this world when you get out here. Come on now. We have some things to do, y'all.
We got some stuff to do.
We got some stuff to do.
And it's waiting on you.
And everybody got something that the next person needs. And you know what I was thinking when you were saying that? Even if you was in a bad relationship, divorce relationship, or any of them things, trust me, they still got something out of it. You got something out of it. You learned something at a moment, taught you something, you got something out. Even though the whole thing overall was a bad thing, it's moments and things that you still remember that's gonna bring kind of a smile to your face, or be like, if it wasn't for this relationship, I wouldn't have learned how to.
That part.
Something good came out of it. I mean, I promise you it wasn't all bad. It couldn't have been all bad.
It couldn't have been all bad.
It couldn't have been all bad.
Something was keeping you.
So take those things that was good and you did learn. And remember, if it wasn't for this person, I wouldn't have never knew how to do that part. It's something positive.
Yes.
So take those parts, right? Take that, you know, because he brought you through it for a reason.
So be determined to be purposeful. That was awesome, Boo. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Surrender to pity. You better say it. That was Kia. Good morning, Queens. I'm late. Oh, so thankful. We'll watch the replay. Yes, honey, you will enjoy. You shall enjoy the replay because God resurrected us today in our emotional state so that we are determined to be purposeful because he got up. What sacrifices did you make that you got up from that makes you so essential, right? So all of us are essential and we are paying attention to the infection that is us.
I thought you were essential.
We are all sexual.
Anyway, y'all.
He got up this morning, so y'all resurrected. I'm done with her. This is it. I'm glad we come in and close it out the show because it has reached the point.
Go off screen this
morning. But remember, it is a relay race and somebody is relying on you to turn your heartbeat. I know
that star.
To turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print.
Yes.
Because the fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world. But the soul print, it tells us what you got right. And what God got right is you. So remember, you didn't come here to compete. You came here to complete. And the difference between them two words is an L. And the L stands for love. And love grows everything. So you should always love yourself first. Remember, you can never turn on anybody else's light, y'all. But you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. Oh, no. You know I got to give them.
Wait, I was scared you already.
So like I said, before we go, I told y'all Janine sent me the video. And some of you guys may have missed it. So when y'all see us say good morning to you, I want you to see where.
You going to be ready. I'm going to be too.
Watch Ray Vaughn.
That boy.
We're going to do it one more time before we go.
I got to see him do that like right now.
Look at him. Boom. Look at all
I
of
got to go to the house too. I got to see him do that right now. Wait,
it's a dip, y'all. Now y'all see why I be so crunk when we be doing that song? This is what I see in my head. Don't worry, y'all. I'm about to make that my going on and coming off video. So that's about going to be my countdown. So this right here, I'm going to save it and it's going to be out coming in. But we love you guys so much.
It's a vibe.
He is such a vibe. Okay. We love you so much. This had me cracking up because you already know. Let me put that on blast for her real quick. Love you guys with those switches. You guys have an amazing Easter Monday. You have been tuned into Coffee and Conversations. So don't forget to wake up and make today count. We love you guys.
Love you guys.
Until mañana.
Flip them switches.